being, it's the Fowler Scrum. Yay! We got Ryder, we got Sam, we got Nico, we got Faith. Nico is in Faith. Do you want to give us your updates, Nico? How are things going with you?
Yeah, today during the morning, I haven't done much. So I was checking right now that you wanted to say how to double check the changes on that pull request. So maybe I can, on website one. I can take a look at that. I don't know, maybe make a little change and pull the changes. But
yeah, let's look at that together at the end of the Scrum, definitely.
Ah, cool. Perfect. Yeah. So I have no blockers and plans for the future. I don't know. I'm open to suggestions. So.
Well, we should talk. Yeah, nice one. All right. Thank you, Nico. Ryder, how are things going with you?
Yeah, great. So we replaced the mob yesterday, the one that Will leads. So I guess the Ether, whatever mob that is. Yeah, with an Elm mob. And that was super exciting because I've wanted to do Elm for a really long time.
Cool.
It was great. There was all talk about functional languages and ML, and it was really awesome. Continuing the job search, had a lunch with the recruiter yesterday. It looks like because there's one company that I'm talking to that I'll likely soon be doing some contract work for, and there's another company which she might be helping me get an in at. So it looks like the next step for me might actually be contract work at a couple of different places, which there are advantages and disadvantages to. So we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Excellent. Nice one. Thanks, Ryder. Let's go on to Faith. How are things going with you, Faith?
Things are great. Challenging, of course. So I have a pending PR. I had asked Nicholas to review it.
Yeah, I hadn't had time. Yeah, yet.
And that's on which project?
Local support. Local support.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then I managed to set up the website on my local machine, so that went well. I haven't though started working on anything, and then I randomly joined the Randfuck Meet Bestimen project.
Oh yeah, the German one.
Yeah, it was really amazing, mostly because of the people that managed to coach me through installing both the front end and back end. And I've started. I'm hoping to start learning Ember.js because we've had so far 2 pairing sessions on the 2 on testing of components, which was really great and helpful. So I'm hoping I'll get started there.
Awesome.
And looking forward to more awesomeness.
Excellent. Thank you, Faith.
Yeah. Well, then there's other thing I had for the mob session. I'm also hoping that I'll join one of the session. I had reached out to somebody on, I think, Facebook. Yeah, so I'm waiting on that. And then I also applied for the scholarship for getting sponsorship on the mob session. So I don't know, I'm still waiting for a response as well.
All right. Oh, good. That's good that you mentioned that. I will go and chase that up.
Okay. Yeah.
Great stuff.
Otherwise, I'm good.
Nice one. Thank you, Faith. Excellent. That leaves me. So just had the React mob. Ryder and I were there. We got our React bootstrap. I was going to go to React Gitstrap. That's not a word. No, we got our React Bootstrap.
It could be. We could make it a word.
It'll probably be a module soon. It'll be very popular. It'll be trending. We got that sorted out. We made some progress there. That was fun. I've just sent you an invite for.
Thank you. I'll push that in.
So hopefully, if that doesn't work, I think you need to accept.
Yeah, I should have mentioned that as well.
Oh, no worries. Well, it's I didn't want to steal your thunder. That's why I thought, let's do everybody else first, and we'll get all those things, and it's all. But yeah, so that was that. That's towards making a React front end for website 1. So that's fun. Before that, there's a whole swarm of things. I was actually out late last night. I was at an open charities meetup where I met a lot of people who are also actually working on an open API for UK charity data. So that was really exciting. I'd also had yesterday the big meeting with the NHS because they extended our contract. Yay! And I have lots of notes and things from that. So a very successful day all round. I also fixed the HTTPS thing on Paranauts. So Ryder, we can look at how that works.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
The next session. I was sort of worrying yesterday. Oh my god, I don't want to have like a whole session where we're like banging our heads against this crazy thing. So I thought, well, I'll just try and then I accidentally got it working. So we can just to make sure we've got like something in the bag to feel good about.
Excellent.
So that's that. Yeah, we've got the autograders are not communicating with edX. That they are down. That is a blocker. That is a bit of a problem. More details on that in the autograder channel. That is a bit of a pain. And I've got all sorts of other bits and pieces go through. As I say, a bit of a late night, so I'm not really as coherent as I might be. But I think that's our Scrum. I think outstanding issues that come up from that is so that Nico has done this amazing new pull request that actually totally revolutionizes how Website 1 sort of static document management works. So I think we should quickly have a look at that. Feel free to stay around for that or not, depending on what you need to do. Oh, I should mention.
I was actually just about to ask you to post a link. I didn't, but if we're going through it together, then cool.
Yeah, we'll just have a quick look at it. I should mention things that are coming up today. I've got pairing with Rider, Paranauts in a bit, half an hour or so. Then we've got there's the Agile Dev Mob after that, and we've got the Async Voter meeting. So that's the day's events. But yeah, let's have a look at these things. So the pull request that I merged it into develop as I was coming back on the train last night. I was just thinking like it's just so awesome. We need to get in there. What it is we've taken a leaf out of the Odin projects book where we have a separate repo for content. So we've always had Agile Adventures where we had sort of bits and pieces of content of how-tos and so on. In an extraordinary level of work and commitment, Nico's gone through and added all of our static content in there in Markdown format, and we now have a task which I have been running, which will basically pull this content into Website 1, convert it into HTML, and then make it available for display there. So in principle, let's go and take, About Us. So this is the About Us page.
So you moved everything and built a pipeline.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so we could have here, we could say, we could now make a change here, and we could say, like, Nico is awesome, and then we could save that in here. And so that now the changes are not, it's on a pull basis. So now if we want that to be reflected on the develop site, I've got here, I was mucking around with the static pages here. I'm in Website 1. In principle, I can do run. It's a rake task, which is like fetch GitHub or GitHub fetch. I did have
something like that.
If we go to the pull request, we can get the code. and for reference, so the pull request is just closed in here. Oh, this is funny thing is the pull requests get ordered by when they were made rather than when they were merged. Yeah, I think it's this one here. So just a few, remarkably small pull request for the range of things that it does. And so this is, so it's fetch GitHub.
And content for static pages.
And then, content for static pages.
That always makes you feel better when it's like, oh my gosh, how many things does this thing get us? And you're like, your heart starts racing, and then you look and it's like, 200 lines of code. It's like, oh.
Yeah. very, very, very pleasing. So this will need to become a regular task that gets run once a day or what have you. I'm manually running it here specifically on the develop server.
Yeah. But for the future, what I would like to build is like a microservice where you, when you make the changes, that it will be reflected into the system, and it will trigger a request to our system in order to update the page. So
okay, yeah, because you could have a GitHub hook or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. But that is in the future. Let's say.
Totally. Yeah. Now, one thing, of course, here is I think that the content is I think the code must be deployed to develop because it's on the. I did previously check that it's on the right commit, and we're asking it to run this task, and so this task it hasn't complained that the task doesn't exist. So then we go to let's go over here. We go to the develop server.
Yeah.
And
I check.
Is it already? Oh my goodness! There we go. He really is. There we go. Goodness. So we can do that. You can take this video, Nico, and you can use that for job applications. So,
okay.
there are people on this. We've got people here on 3 different continents agreeing that you're awesome.
Yes.
So
True.
Yeah, that well, I tell you that the what's it. I'm struck by is because when I went to look at like this page, I was like, no, it looks too good. This looks too much like. I couldn't believe that it was actually working. Right? I said like this. I was like, no. He's like it's quite too. He's perfectly replicated the entire existing thing through the model. No, I'm sure I've done something wrong. And but actually, no. That's totally awesome. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, this is. Oh, I'm really excited about it. So what this enables then is like for all of the kind of content in particular, the getting started pages. So now we can accept, anybody who thinks that our getting started pages should change or be reordered or what have you, can kind of come in here and make a pull request against our content repo, and then we can have the discussion there, and then it can, we have a pipeline for that kit to get deployed, forthwith, and hopefully lead to an improvement in all the static content in our site. So that rocks. Yes, indeed. So I think what we need to do is re-record. I guess the issue we've got here now it's we've got the, I guess there. Why is this like we got the table here is like giving us the alternating lines. Is this one on the getting started not a table? Is there some difference that affects where the styling gets applied?
Yeah, I think that we need to get the table that is using, let's say, production. So we will apply it to that table because right now it is just Markdown. And with tables, what I've been doing is to use the HTML. So I will replace that with the table itself, and that it should make it work.
Oh, okay. Because it's interesting because here this table here in the Markdown here.
Okay. If you check, it is a HTML there.
Okay. So you've okay. No, right. Fair enough. Yeah, I had thought that you were achieving the effect by just applying styles generally to tables in that context.
No, I just grabbed the table itself that we were using and I place it there in our Markdown file.
Which is why it looks quite. I thought you'd achieve the effect through like applying styles selectively to the Markdown, the different things, and yes.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Good stuff. Yeah. So I think that's rock and roll. I guess then the other thing that was on our list of things to look at was things for you to look at next, Nico. And one of the things I did yesterday was there's the NHS project. I've connected up all the blogs so that you can read through the blogs. This is for the NHS thing. I don't know if you had a chance to look at some of
not yet. But I will use today and this weekend in order to get everything.
Yeah. And I guess the thing I had some ideas there, but that can wait till next week's.
Okay.
Is there
one of the things that if we want to remove Mercury, the next step it will be to replace it in our projects. That is the last thing that is using Mercury. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah. So that would be for a thing on here. We've got the sort of wiki system associated with each of the projects, and at the moment there's like documents here of what have you, and these can be edited. And so I think what we were talking about, and Faith and Ryder might give us their input on it, is rather than having any kind of like content be sourced in our site is that what we would do, for example, with runfunc is, and I don't know how to find that repo. There should be a link here, shouldn't there? No, wrong place. No, where have I gone? No, here. Runfunc is that what we would do is we would pull the README, the contributing doc. We would basically pull the docs for each project from GitHub. And so there isn't a question of like, okay, you've got to maintain your documentation about the projects on Agile Ventures and on GitHub. We just, because everybody's going to have a good README, that's sort of like a prerequisite, isn't it, for an open source project? And then we just pull that over and reflect that in the Agile Ventures site and provide kind of like a slightly different way to navigate that. I don't know if that does that make any sense, Ryder and Faith?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So yeah, that would definitely be and it would be lovely to then. I mean, not that in the past it was the editor was blocking our upgrade to Rails 5, but in Nico's great awesomeness, he's also got us onto Rails 5 and Ruby 2.5
Oh, sweet.
independently of that. So, but I think we still do have a lot of intermittently failing tests that are a function of that editor. So if we can get rid of a lot of old code, particularly tests, if we cool.
Yeah, so one thing I forgot to mention, I'm on VTO today. I had thought to spend a lot of that on Paranauts, but if there's something else, like with looking at that old code, I don't know if I probably wouldn't get enough context within a couple hours to be able to do anything useful. So,
see how you go with. I don't know if Faith and Nico, you've got pairing time that you're planning to spend a day. Ryder is saying he's around, so
I'm around.
Sure. Okay. Okay.
All right. Good to know.
Good stuff.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice one.
Fair in something. I don't know.
Good show. Well, I'm gonna, and of course I'm gonna go, but that doesn't mean the hangout continues to exist. I'll turn off the broadcast. Feel free to chat. I'm gonna go and grab like a tea and a bagel, and I'll see.
Awesome.
We'll do a bit of Paranauts pairing quite soon. But see you all real soon. Bye.
Yeah. Bye soon.
Bye bye.
Okay. Bye.